What is up, people? This is the Kings of Rice,
No Ultimate.
and this is MGT Cast
Uh-oh.
here once again. And this time, this one I'm actually pretty excited, almost on the level of the Final Fantasy VII remake because I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this series of games, and they are releasing a new one, and that new game is in the Valkyria Chronicles, uh, I guess series of games.
Yeah.
It is called what is it called? Valkyria of the Blue Revolution or something like that.
Azure.
Azure
Azure.
Revolution. Sorry. Oh, actually, that was the file that Sega trademarked, I think.
Okay.
Um, okay,
Yeah.
Valkyria of the Azure Revolution.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that's the title for right now.
Hmm.
And with that said, I also like the Final Fantasy VII trailer. I also have the trailer for this one. So let's check it out. Okay, that was a very beautiful trailer.
Yeah.
Um, and so, your thoughts?
Uh, Art style is amazing.
Is impressive as ever, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely looks next gen.
definitely. Um, definitely worked. I'm pretty sure that they're really putting in fucking work for this because
Yeah.
Sega as a company, they only have their games now.
Yeah.
So really, I think they're really trying to make Valkyria a mainstay in their lineup, as it's what it seems like. Because for those of you who don't know, I think at the beginning of November, early October, they filed patents for, I think, engines that these games run on. And when I saw that, I thought to myself, hey, are they going to release a new game? And by mid-November, like more specifically November 19th,
Hmm.
the Japanese trailer was released for said game, Valkyria of the Azure Revolution.
Yeah.
And boy, was I fucking psyched out. I was tripping.
You were you were on cloud nine, so to speak.
Yeah, because if nothing else, I think I I'm very excited about this. So let me give because the website, there was a lot of translation on the websites for people to get an idea of what the story is like. I actually wrote some notes. I paraphrased a little bit, so some of this is me, some of this is actually from the site itself. So they already have the website for the game up and running, so you can look at it. You can research it and maybe look at it. So um, and like I said, this is part of this is me paraphrasing, more like the first the first of it, like the first paragraph. So correct me if I'm wrong on any of this. So with the discovery of Ragnite, and with that
Uh-huh.
the discovery of magical arts, with that's and with the discovery of magical arts and Ragnite, they also seek to adapt it to industry, and thus began the Azure Revolution. So that was me paraphrasing,
Okay.
and then this was because I didn't want to write because I have hand issues. But anyway, um, I didn't want to write too much, but then it became too much.
Okay.
So the year in 1853, 100 years after the start of the Azure Revolution, Jutland, a small European nation, launched an attack on the Rus Empire. In response, the Empire retaliated with economic blockade and embargo. So in time, Jutland was impoverished, leading to Jutland seeking independence and declared war on the Rus Empire. The young men and women who participated in what would later be called the Miraculous War of Liberation would be judged to be the greatest criminals in history. This war of liberation hides the motivation of personal revenge. So, maybe a little bit, I mean, if you think about it, considering, obviously this country of this nation of Jutland is in a way controlled by the Rus Empire. That's what it seems like. And so, the act of liberation, I guess, pissed off their handlers. So, thus, the War of Revolution and Liberation.
Okay.
So, so I have some information on the three characters, on what looks like the three highlighted characters in the trailer. The first one is named Amleth. He is the game's protagonist, the guy with the big sword, and the commanding officer of Jutland's Kingdom's anti-Valkyria unit. So hearing that, excuse me, hearing that, it seems like the Rus Empire has quite a few Valkyria in their ranks.
Yeah.
And the next character, Ophelia, the girl wearing the bright colors and has the the longsword. I guess that's a longsword. She's the game's heroine and the princess of the Jutland Kingdom. She is also able to use magical arts through song. So a songstress and a magic user.
So that probably explains the singing in the
which
the trailer.
Which along with the art style, was a very beautiful song.
Very nice.
And the third character, Brunhild, a Valkyria called the Reaper, who serves the Empire under the terms of the Ring contract. Now here's what gets me. What the hell is the Ring contract? But I guess we won't know until later.
Yeah.
But now let's stick to Brunhild here for a second. If you remember back in the trailer, she instead of using a lance and a shield like you would normally see a Valkyria using, we're taking this from the older games. She was wielding a scythe, thus probably where she got her nickname, the Reaper. But now it begs the question: why is she using that? Why is she not using the traditional lance and shield?
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know. Time will tell. So far, seeing the trailer and the characters, what do you think? What do you think of the characters thus far? I mean, just seeing them and what you just heard from me. Now, do you think the characters are gonna because obviously we know Amleth, the main male character, he's not gonna be anything like like Welkin, a nature nut.
Yeah.
And it just seems like maybe Ophelia will maybe play a similar role to Alicia.
Ophelia, she was the songstress, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you look at Brunhild, she does look like Silvaria.
Yeah.
Dead on. Like if you look at her,
I thought it was her for a second.
I was like, but that's if you think about it, Valkyria Chronicles was set in the 1930s, fictional 1930s Europe. This was in 1857, so goddamn.
Yeah. This is like pre-Civil War.
Yeah. So, let's get into the what I found out about the some other information about the game itself. The game's graphics engine will use I don't know if I'm gonna say this right. It's I want to say gauche, a gauche shader to portray fine details and color in the game's graphics to make the game resemble a painting. So, what you see in that beautiful thing is a painting shaders, which is actually not bad. But as we see some gameplay, we probably will really get to see what the game, what they really got in store for us. Previously, the older Valkyria games used what is called the canvas engine, which achieved its unique pencil drawing effect. So they moved on from pencil drawing to paintings. So that actually sounds really interesting. And
yeah.
And I'm really dying to see in gameplay what the shaders look like. Um, excuse me. And also, the new game will feature a new Legion combat system that will resemble traditional RPGs, but will also portray battles by massive armies. So now, in a sense, let me ask you this question now: what is a traditional RPG to you?
As far as I mean, I guess it depends, but the most I think one of the most important parts is portraying a or having command over a character and either growing them through their stats or making decisions for them.
Maybe through equipment as well.
Yeah.
Um, so the way it makes it sound with a combat system will resemble traditional RPGs. There will be two battle systems.
Yeah.
So one like traditional RPGs, you think maybe that's turn based.
Yeah.
And now the thing I'm more confused about is the massive army battle thing. Now, I've heard people saying that it's likely not going to be like the old Valkyria Chronicles system of battle they had.
Uh huh.
Um, I mean, obviously, it's if they say massive armies, it's going to be on a much larger scale. But I guess when some gameplay footage finally comes out, we'll really see what they mean by battles by massive armies and how their traditional RPG battle system is going to work. Um, but really, in turn, I think this one's gonna be a keeper. That's for sure. Considering it
Yeah.
didn't seem like because seeing that Sega being the company is, they again, like I said at the beginning, they're really dependent on their games now. So with this, I really believe again that they're trying to make Valkyria a mainstay. So um, I don't know. Do you got anything else you want to add?
Um. Hmm.
Maybe
I
some
guess.
things you're curious about. Maybe in later media can answer it in the future. Maybe
Yeah. So this is a prequel.
as it
Well,
seems like.
technically it's set beforehand. So I guess is it like is it just another piece of the series, or I guess I'm curious how much this will tie in. If whether maybe these are like the I don't know. I'm trying to think 80 years. So I don't know. Maybe these like involve a few of the grandparents or great grandparents of the people from the other game. I don't know.
I mean, it's
Or it's,
likely.
yeah. And so like what that does, and I guess I mean this probably isn't this answer probably won't come from a long time, but if this like because they ended up doing what 3 Valkyria Chronicles,
Yeah.
and then so is this the start of a new trilogy? Or is this just another piece of the series? And then maybe are they also thinking of doing games for? Well, I think what were 2 and 3 were later in Valkyria Chronicles timeline, right?
Yeah. Actually, I'm not
Or was
really
one of
sure. I don't really remember anything about three. I did read it. I did read about a lot of stuff about it,
uh,
but I know for sure that two is a sequel to one, and I have to look up three again. I don't quite remember.
okay,
One, I never got to play it. I couldn't find there is a fan translated version of the game. Um,
yeah,
I just never put any real time to looking into it.
okay. Um, but yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just sort of curious, like what how these connect, or if they do connect, because it's fine. They don't have to. I'm just curious.
Like if they do, how do you think that
Yeah,
how well will they connect? And
yeah, and like
um,
how like is it just going to be like a few small
so
things
now,
that connect, or is there going to be like some stuff that'll make us go oh
oh yeah, because
uh,
yeah.
like that's why this happened or whatever.
So now that's got me questioning this because now in Valkyria Chronicles the same empire. Now I wonder, is the same empire that attacked Gallia is the same empire that holds the Jutland kingdom? because
Yeah.
they only called the Empire and they only called it the Empire in first Valkyria Chronicles games, and in this game it's called the Rus Empire. So I wonder if it's the same Empire or not. But I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
So you know,
I'm
we
just glad. Oh well, did we mention they're gonna do the remaster?
yeah they are doing remastered. Right now they're only talking about the first game, but I really hope there's going to be the second and the third game. That would really put the icing on top because as much as I did like.
I feel like wouldn't they be better off doing a collection, like a
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Because the thing is like I really enjoyed the second game. I did. I just didn't like playing it on the PSP.
Yeah.
Now that's where you fucked up, Sega. Um, and again, releasing the third one on PSP, and you wondered about your your down sales on the second game because you released on the PSP.
Instead of your immensely more popular console.
Yes. So we will hopefully we'll be back with more information soon. Probably early next year, maybe for the most part.
Yeah.
Um,
Can't imagine we'll get too much more
yeah,
too
because
quickly.
it really it's real. It's still not it's not fresh like the Final Fantasy VII trailer, but it's still pretty fresh. It only came out like it really came out like 3 weeks ago or something like that. November 19th. But
Yeah.
so we've got nothing else. We will hit you
Yeah.
guys back later with more information. This is the Kings of Rice.
This is Ultima.
Peace out.